Hey y'all, it's your girl ayaanasabre, and today I'm going to be showing y'all 3 easy methods to get these super cute DIY pom-poms. You need some yarn, your hand, and a pair of scissors. Okay, I'm just going to start by wrapping the yarn around my hand, and you're going to want to do this as loosely as possible. So you don't want it to be too tight on your hand, so when it's time to take it off, you're messing with it and then it just affects the size. So you're going to wrap it around your hand about 50 or so times. Once you're done wrapping, you're just going to clip off the end. You're going to remove it from your hand. And then you're going to cut a small little piece from the yarn so you can use it to wrap. Okay, so here you're just going to tie the string together. And you're going to want to make sure that it's in the center of the yarn. So you don't want one side to be shorter or longer than the other. You want to make sure it's right in the center. Okay, and you can choose to double knot it or even triple knot it depending on your personal preference. I like to do it a few times just so I can secure that it's not going anywhere, because you don't want it to unravel. So I'm just going to cut off the extra strings, and then now we can go into cutting the sides. So you're going to cut it right in the middle, and then you're just going to go down. Okay, now that you've cut all of it, you're just going to go in and start shaping. So you can see some areas are kind of uneven, and you can do it based on how big or small you want it. So I just want it to be a little bit smaller, especially because some areas were a lot longer than the others. Once you're all done trimming, it'll turn out a little something like this. Okay, you're gonna need some yarn, a fork, and a pair of scissors. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is cut a piece of the yarn and put it in between the fork before we start wrapping. Okay, you're gonna start by wrapping the yarn around the fork. And you're gonna do this the same way you did it with your hand, but now you're just using a fork. And you're gonna do this about 50 or so times as well. Okay, so once you're done wrapping, you're just gonna cut off the excess yarn, and then you're gonna take that piece that you put in the middle of the fork and you're gonna tie it. Okay, so if you want, you can take it off of the fork here to tie it, or leave it on. I just thought that it'd be better if I did it off so it can be a little bit more tight. Okay, so now you're just gonna go in like before and start cutting. Okay, so now you're just gonna go in and start shaping your pom-pom so it can be more round. So the finished product will look a little something like this. So you're just gonna need some type of circular object, a quarter, cardboard, and a pencil. Okay, you're gonna take your cardboard and whatever large circular object you're using, and you're just gonna trace it out. Next, you're gonna go in and trace out the quarter in the center. Okay, so you're actually going to need 2 of these, so you're going to go ahead and trace it in another area. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and cut them out separately, and then when you're finished cutting it, put them both on top of each other and cut out the middle circle together. Okay, so after you cut the hole out, you're going to want to make the opening a little bit bigger because this is where you're going to be entering the yarn to wrap. Okay, so before we start wrapping the yarn, you're going to want to cut a small piece of it and set it to the side. Next, you're going to start wrapping the entire thing with the yarn. Make sure you go all the way around. Okay, so once you're done wrapping, you're just going to cut it off. And then you're going to go ahead and cut it in half. So this is why we did 2 of the little circles instead of 1. Okay, so I did mine a little tight. But what you're going to want to do is kind of separate it so you can go ahead and go in and cut. Okay, so a quick little tip while you're cutting it, make sure you're holding on to the pieces that you've already cut so it doesn't fall apart. Okay, so once you're finished cutting, you're going to place it on the table, and then you're going to take that piece that you set aside earlier and you're going to put it in between the pieces of the cardboard and you're going to tie it. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and remove the cardboard and begin cutting. And the finished product will look a little something like this. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.